3-1 formation this evening, Liverpool. Jeremy Frimpong, Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson are the back four. The midfield two are Curtis Jones and Alexis McAllister. Rio Ngoma, Dominic Szoboszlai and Cody Gakpo are behind Federico Chiesa up top. Barnsley find themselves in the middle echelons of League One, 17th in the third tier. They've not played since New Year's Day. League One. Their game against Port Vale last weekend was postponed due to the inclement weather conditions, and so this is their first match since a 1-1 draw against Wigan Athletic on the first day of 2026. And just four of the team that started that game play in this one. Murphy Cooper between the sticks in what is a 4-2-3-1 formation for the tie tonight. Corey O'Keefe makes his debut for Barnsley, having signed from Stockport County. As far as the rest of the starting 11 go for Barnsley, Corey O'Keefe, Jack Shepherd, Melde Goni and Nathaniel Ogbeta, the back four. Adam Phillips, Jonathan Bland, Yimel Yoganathan, Davis Keller-Dunn's the captain, Tanai Watson and Reyes Cleary is up top, lining up in what we believe is going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation this evening. Reyes Cleary and Keller-Dunn could overlap as attacking midfielders and strikers this evening. Well, the winner of this tie will take on Brighton and Hove Albion here at home in the fourth round of the competition. And just a reminder, as if you need it at this stage of the third round weekend, no VAR, and if it is level after 90 minutes, extra time and penalties will dictate who makes it through to the fourth round of this year's FA Cup. Rio Ngoma, an opportunity to impress at Anfield. He scored the winner at St James's Park early on in the season for Liverpool against Newcastle United. While for Barnsley, look out for Adam Phillips, their number 8. He is their star man to look out for this evening. The referee is Farrell Hallam of the Surrey FA, and a big occasion for him to referee at Anfield for the first time this evening. It's going to be Barnsley to get us underway, attacking the Kop in the first half, left to right of us. 6,000 tickets they sold for this game, and they are in a changed all-white strip this evening. Liverpool in their traditional all-red colours, and we are about to get underway in our final FA Cup tie of the weekend. Davis Keller-Dunn, the Barnsley skipper, gets us underway. He plays it straight back to his goalkeeper Murphy Cooper, who launches it long up the field towards the halfway. Being back on by Barnsley, but one back by Andy Robertson in the left back position. Glanced on by Yimel Yoganathan, and now out in towards the possession of Tennyson Watson. Really good start this here from Barnsley. Into the penalty area it goes, crossed in, and it's off the post, and it was Davis Keller-Dunn with an early attempt, a glanced header from in and around the penalty spot, and Barnsley, within the case of the first 30 seconds of this contest, have rattled the Liverpool post. Well, it's a good ball into the penalty area from Adam Phillips, in towards the path of Davis Keller-Dunn. Glass header from the best part of 12 yards out, hit the crossbar, looking to find the bottom right hand corner, and Liverpool, right from the get-go, finding themselves in 6s and 7s defensively. It's a real positive start for the League One side to this tie. And now here's Robertson for Liverpool. Just beyond the halfway, plays it back towards Virgil van Dijk, getting around the halfway line. Here's Alexis McAllister inside the centre circle, short towards the path for Joe Gomez. Gomez out towards the right-hand side, towards Jeremy Frimpong in the middle of the Barnsley half. Back to Gomez again on the halfway for Arne Slot's side. Here's Dominic Szoboszlai. Infield towards Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai out to the left and towards Robertson. Short towards Rio Ngoma. And now infield towards Dominic Szoboszlai again. Played infield towards the path of Gomez, being put under pressure. Barnsley win the ball back high up the field, and now they look to break away. Ball with Reyes Cleary, gets the better of Van Dijk. Left hand side towards the penalty area. Inside the box he goes, gets a better Liverpool defender, hooks it back towards the dead ball line. Couldn't find anybody, flicked away by Andy Robertson, who will clear towards the dead ball line on the left hand side, adjacent towards the edge of the penalty area. Cody Gakpo goes down in and around the halfway. Liverpool get themselves a free kick, and Barnsley, in the space of the first 2.5 minutes here, at Anfield have had a couple of decent opportunities on Georgi Mamashvili's goal. But here come the Reds at the other end. Here's Jeremy Frimpong, 25 yards out towards the right-hand side. Chiesa, infield to McAllister, edge of the D. Chiesa inside the area, heavy first touch. Barnsley able to clear their lines. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in down the right, 35 yards out from goal. It's been a real energetic cup tie so far. We played 3 minutes of it. Liverpool 0, Barnsley 0. But Barnsley have started the more positive of the two and have had a couple of opportunities on the Liverpool goal. 17th in League One, taking on 4th in the Premier League this evening, with Brighton and Hove Albion the prize in the 4th round of the competition. Van Dijk infield towards McAllister, out to the right hand side. Frimpong into the penalty area, being kept touch tight by Nathaniel Ogbeta. Back in towards the path of Alexis McAllister. Infield to Van Dijk. Liverpool just happy to spread play right now. Curtis Jones back to Robertson, out to Rio Ngamoa. On this left-hand side, two up against him, back into the path of Curtis Jones again, driving towards the edge of the area. Szoboszlai opens up his right foot, his shot takes a deflection, but it's going to be catching practice for Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal, for whom, if they are to get a result here at Anfield this evening, you suspect that he is going to be a very busy man tonight. Although that wasn't quite the case when Macclesfield got the better of Crystal Palace on Saturday afternoon. Their reward for beating the holders is a home game against fellow Premier League side Brentford in the 4th round. I'm sure we'll be bringing that game to you here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Gomez towards Gakpo on the halfway for Liverpool, just off centre towards the right-hand side. Jeremy Frimpong infield to McAllister again. Here's Frimpong once more. And now here's Joe Gomez for Liverpool. Heavy first touch, but manages to play it along the centre circle towards Van Dijk. Jones getting himself into a bit of trouble, almost upended, but does recover possession for Liverpool. But it's won back by Davis Keller-Dunn for Barnsley. Plays it forward in towards the path of Vimal Yoganathan. Plays it out towards the left-hand side. Frimpong couldn't quite get there. Rears Cleary on the left side towards the edge of the penalty area for Barnsley. Frimpong tracks back, but he gets on the inside of Inter's Cleary. Cross goes in, thrashed in towards the back post by Nathaniel Ogbeta, left-footed. Glanced over the bar, couldn't keep it down. And so Liverpool goal kick, but that's the 3rd time within the opening 5 minutes here have the League One side caused Liverpool a couple of problems. Many are saying that this is the most realistic opportunity that Arne Slot's side have got to lift the trophy this year. Still in the Champions League, but you look at the way the competition's opened up and the amount of all Premier League ties in the 4th round draw of the competition. And Liverpool will be subject to one of them. They are to get the better of Barnsley tonight. A tricky home tie against Brighton and Hove Albion. It has opened up for a team to perhaps go on and claim Cup glory in 2026. A competition which has been won by 6 teams in the previous 6 seasons, which includes Liverpool back in 2022 when they got the better of Chelsea on penalty kicks following a rather forgettable final, if the truth be told. But 6 minutes gone here. You're listening to the FA Cup 3rd round on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Liverpool 0, Barnsley 0. Barnsley with a couple of openings on the Liverpool goal thus far. And they have possession on the halfway. Vimal Yoganathan now back towards the halfway again. Played back by Jonathan Bland. And now here's Murphy Cooper between the sticks. It actually finds Jack Shepherd before going to the Barnsley shot stopper. Ball goes out, Liverpool throw, left-hand side, 15 yards inside opposition territory. Robertson plays it back in towards the possession of Szoboszlai. Here's Joe Gomez driving down the centre, 15 yards inside Barnsley territory. Here's Virgil van Dijk out to the left and towards the Bava Ngamoa. He's being given the runaround here by Corey O'Keefe, making his Barnsley debut tonight. A bit of a shove in the back by Carlon Vickers. Now McAllister. Back towards the path for Joe Gomez. Here's Virgil van Dijk now for Liverpool. Out to Robertson, left side, edge of the box. Cross goes in, left footed. Comes off the back of the Barnsley number 8, Adam Phillips. Tried to chase to keep it in play, but he's going to have to set his team up for a Liverpool corner. That's on this left-hand side, right in front of that large swathe of Barnsley support who have made the trip down from Yorkshire to Merseyside this evening. It's going to be Gakpo to take. It's going to be a right-footed out-swinging delivery from this left-hand side. 7.5 minutes gone here Liverpool 0, Barnsley 0 in this FA Cup third round tie on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Gakpo to take the set piece for Liverpool. Right footed, swung out towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It evaded everyone, but will come back out towards Chiesa, edge of the area, right side. Back towards Curtis Jones. Cross goes in, right footed. Glanced on by Szoboszlai. Couldn't quite get a clean head to it. It's going to come back out though towards Ngamoa, who again is being kept touch tight by Carlon Vickers, and it will go for a throw into Liverpool on the left hand side. 25 yards out from the goal they're attacking. Play back to Szoboszlai. Infield towards McAllister. McAllister managing to find Curtis Jones. Jones to Jeremy Frimpong. Edge of the penalty on the right hand side. Here's Jones once again. Infield towards Alexis McAllister. Szoboszlai. 25 yards out. Opens up his right foot. Oh, what a goal from Dominic Szoboszlai. 25 yards out. He opened up his right foot and it flew its way like a rocket into the top left hand corner. Liverpool strike first and Anfield in this FA Cup third round tie. Dominic Szoboszlai with the most audacious of strikes, but celebrates like the coolest customer in Anfield. 9 minutes gone and all the hard work that Barnsley have put in has been undone. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0. And what a goal it is from Dominic Szoboszlai. The ankle opens up, he sets infield from the left hand side, took a touch and then decided to side tuck goal. And then once he unleashed it, there was no way Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal could do anything about it. What a strike that is from Dominic Szoboszlai. And Liverpool's FA Cup campaign is up and running. Dominic Szoboszlai with his 6th goal in all competitions this season. And Liverpool, a goal up at Anfield. And what was already a tough task for Conor Hourahan's side has now been made a heck of a lot tougher. Jeremy Frimpong couldn't quite latch onto a crossfield ball out on the right hand side. Barnsley will get themselves a throw. Conor Hourahan, one of the youngest managers in English football at just 34 years of age, a childhood Manchester United fan, that says he needs no additional motivation to get the better of the biggest rivals of his favourite side. Barnsley have won both of their last 2 visits to Anfield. A 2-1 win over Rafa Benitez's Liverpool side in the 2007-8 FA Cup. That was as a championship team. And a 1-0 win in the 1997-98 Premier League season. Their fortunes though had taken a downturn since, and despite being one of the bigger clubs in League One, are operating under strict financial constraints. They actually come into this on a run of 3 defeats in 4, having not kept a clean sheet in each of their last 6. Hourahan also without captain Luca Connell, who picked up a red card in their previous game against Wigan Athletic. And a 10-day break between that game and this one. That's given the opportunity to play with fresher legs, but Dominic Szoboszlai with a moment of individual brilliance to break the deadlock for Arne Slot's team, and they look to get going again. Chiesa with a back heel towards the path of Frimpong. 25 yards out on this right hand side. He's got 3 white shirts in front of him. Chiesa looks to chip it over the top. Frimpong was never going to get there. Barnsley able to only half clear. There lies Chiesa, looking to thread it through first time towards Frimpong. Barnsley pinball the ball across the face of the penalty area. Will come back out towards Gakpo, right hand side towards the edge of the box, and now back in towards the possession of Joe Gomez. Here's Szoboszlai for Liverpool down the centre, 30 yards out from goal. McAllister will play it out towards the path of Chiesa, gets on the inside of Ogbeta, puts the cross in towards the back post. It'll be watched out by Vickers, with Ngamoa keeping him an interested party at the back stick, but it will head out for Barnsley goal kick. 12 minutes gone. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Well, we're just having another look on our monitor at the Dominic Szoboszlai goal, and what a ripper it was. 25 yards out, struck straight through the laces of his right foot, and it was a rocket unleashed into the top left hand corner. And Liverpool's FA Cup campaign for the 2025-26 season up and running. His 5th goal across all competitions this season, and Liverpool looking to get going again down this left hand side. Andy Robertson 10 yards inside the Barnsley half, infield to Szoboszlai, Cross the ball out towards the right, brought down by Chiesa. Brilliant first touch on his right foot, edge of the box now, advances inside the air, hooks it back towards McAllister. Pass didn't quite have the pace required. Barnsley win it back and cleared away by Jack Shepherd from inside his penalty area. Glanced on by Joe Gomez, one back by Liverpool, but McAllister loses out and is played out quickly by Jonathan Bland for Barnsley. Out to the left-hand side it goes, edge of the penalty area. Here's Keeler Dunn, who will have a strike at goal. Barnsley catch him inside the box, but he'll go wide of the intended target. They are certainly creating opportunities for League One visitors tonight. 17th in the division, as I say. The last win coming in the middle of last month, a 3-2 victory against Leyton Orient. Got to this stage of the competition courtesy of 3-2 victory against York City in the first round and a 1-0 success against Peterborough United in the previous in London Road. Here's Frimpong right hand side towards the edge of the penalty area, back towards Chiesa. Chiesa now towards Gomez. This is Andy Robertson playing to the left hand side, and Gamoa manages to get the better of Vickers. Edge of the penalty area, infield he goes, hooks it back, was looking to find Curtis Jones, cleared away by Barnsley and by Jonathan Bland, and it's thrashed all the way towards the middle of the Liverpool half, where it's picked up by the goalkeeper Georgi Mamashvili. Quick crossfield ball towards Robertson, does well to keep it towards the dead ball line, hooked it in left footed towards the near post. Gakpo couldn't quite get there, cleared out by Barnsley. Liverpool throw down the left edge of the penalty area. Gamoa takes it infield towards Szoboszlai. Here's McAllister, he was doing that line and up for a second, but he chips the ball in. But Curtis Jones couldn't quite get there towards the back stick, glanced off the head of Watson. And so it's going to be a corner kick to Liverpool. And Gamoa back towards Szoboszlai. He's going to let another one rip, and it comes off the head of Jack Shepherd. And it's going to be a corner here to Liverpool again on this left-hand side. Barnsley having to deal with a couple of Liverpool attacks here as we head towards the quarter of an hour mark in the FA Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0. Dominic Szoboszlai's goal in the 9th minute, the difference between these two teams. Quarter of an hour gone, Gakpo to take for Liverpool. Right footed from the left hand side towards the near post. It's glanced away, but it's going to fall for Curtis Jones, who struck one left footed but blocked by a Barnsley player. Will come back out towards the possession of Frimpong on the halfway for Arne Slot's team. Field towards Alexis McAllister, but the referee has stopped playing. I think it might be because the football's fallen flat. McAllister chipping the ball up. The ball walled off the pitch. Another one will come on. And the instruction from the fourth official to one of the Liverpool ground staff is, that's a bit flat. Can you pump it up again, please? Play back underway. Van Dijk towards the Szoboszlai, courtesy of a drop ball. Here's McAllister out towards the right-hand side. This is Chiesa. Brings it infield towards the edge of the box down this right side. Now back towards McAllister. Now Szoboszlai. Does he open up again? No. Plays out to Robertson, edge of the box on the left. Here's Gamoa. Steps infield, edge of the penalty area. Cross goes in, right-footed. Glanced away. Comes back out to Szoboszlai again. In towards the path for Joe Gomez. Gomez towards Jeremy Frimpong for Liverpool now. Edge of the penalty area on this right-hand side. Frimpong manages to get the better of his man. Cross goes in, flicked out of play by Jonathan Bland, and it will be a Liverpool corner this time on the right-hand side as they attack. 16.5 minutes gone. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Another set piece for the League One visitors to defend. To the box it goes towards the back post, glanced on by Van Dijk, cleared away by Barnsley towards the halfway, and Rio Ungamoa in possession for Liverpool. Now here's McAllister, back to Ungamoa on the halfway. This is Joe Gomez, infield to Frimpong, and now McAllister on the halfway for the Reds, infield towards Gakpo. Now back towards McAllister again here for Liverpool. Now towards Ungamoa once more. McAllister, Gomez out to the right hand side, and Chiesa 25 yards out for goal. Infield towards Frimpong once more. Frimpong towards Chiesa. Frimpong again towards the dead ball line inside the area. Barnsley able to clear their lines. Picked back up by Federico Chiesa again. This is Dominic Szoboszlai, who manages to drift on the insides of Kilo Dunn. Out towards Frimpong. The cross goes into the area, glanced away by Barnsley. We'll come back out towards Van Dijk, who dinks it down towards Andy Robertson. Heavy pass on his left foot out towards Ungamoa, and it will go out of play for a throw. Conor Houahan has got a lot to think about here. Side started so positively, had a couple of chances within the opening couple of minutes, but Liverpool one up and beginning to really knock on the door of a second. Here's McAllister just beyond the halfway for Liverpool. Curtis Jones back to Van Dijk. Andy Robertson in possession on the left hand side, 10 yards inside the Barnsley half. Van Dijk towards Szoboszlai again, towards McAllister. Szoboszlai. Liverpool just happy to keep possession at this present moment in time, but that was a awkward pass to Van Dijk. Does well to not get intercepted. Here's Ungamoa, edge of the area. Robertson's overlapping, but Ungamoa again, edge of the penalty area. Infield towards Gakpo back towards Chiesa, towards Jones, inside the area, out to Frimpong on the right hand side, played across the face of goal. A right footed low drill cross along the floor, goes out for a corner to Liverpool on the right hand side. And again, Barnsley having to batten down the hatches from a Liverpool set piece here. 19 and a half gone, Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Opportunity to double their lead and to have clear daylight in the cup tie. It's going to be taken by Szoboszlai, right footed from the right hand side, drilled in and fizzed in. I'm going to find McAllister on the edge of the area, but that's going to trickle all the way out of play for Barnsley throw on the right as they move forward in the middle of the Liverpool half. We passed the 20-minute mark here at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 on a cold, chilly January evening here on Merseyside. Liverpool, who were knocked out of this competition by lower league opposition last time out, they were beaten in the fourth round at home park against Plymouth Argyle, then of the Championship. Ryan Hardy penalty in the second half, settling the tie for the Pilgrims. But so far, not had those types of concerns here, although Barnsley have given as good as they've got. Szoboszlai will play it back towards Mamashvili in the Liverpool goal, and the 20th minute of a game means a ringing round of applause across Anfield for one of their own that was taken too soon. Diogo Jota, for whom the number 20 shirt in the summer was retired following the tragic crash which killed him and his brother Andre Silva. Number 20, who helped them win number 20, and that will never be forgotten here at Anfield. As Liverpool have a free kick on the left hand side, 15 yards inside the Barnsley half. It was Adam Phillips who committed the foul for the visitors. Ungamoa turning, but was having his shirt pulled as he was trying to get away from the Barnsley number 8. Here's Gomez infield to Virgil van Dijk in the centre for Liverpool. Now towards the path of Curtis Jones. Out towards Rio Ungamoa, edge of the penalty area on the left hand side here for Liverpool. To play it in towards the box, but could only find a white shirt, and Barnsley trying their best to clear their lines. Corey O'Keefe goes down to the ground, and Ungamoa with a challenge. Caught him late, free kick to Barnsley. Right hand side adjacent towards the edge of the 18-yard box that they're defending. Played out from right to left. Barnsley looking to move their way forward with Nathaniel Ogbeta now in towards the possession of Emil Jorgenathan. the halfway here for Barnsley, out towards the left-hand side, and To the edge of the penalty area they go. This is Reyes Cleary who puts the ball across the face of goal. Will come back out towards the possession of O'Keefe, who puts a dangerous ball in towards the back stick. Mamashvili had to be alert to it. It's going to go out of play for Barnsley corner out on the left as they attack. That really was dangerous. O'Keefe on the right hand side. He didn't intend to play it to the back stick, but when he did, it was forced out by Jeremy Frimpong, who headed it out. He didn't have to. He could have watched it gone, but he didn't get the shout, and so safety first for him, and Barnsley will get themselves a corner. And if they are to get themselves into the tie tonight, you get the sense that set pieces are going to be the key. Their first corner of the game, Liverpool have already had 5 as we head towards the midway point of this first half. Taken short towards the path of Keylor Dunn. Cross comes back in, flicked away by Gakpo at the near post. Strike or goal, parried away by Mamashvili. Came back out towards the path of Adam Phillips, but Szoboszlai is going to clear it away. Barnsley will have the ball back on the half. And here is Jonathan Bland forward along this right hand side towards the possession of Adam Phillips. Bland again on the halfway. Well, De Grady in the right back position, plays it infield towards Jack Shepherd. Out it goes now towards the path of Tenai Watson. Ball coming over the top, intending to find Vimal Yoganathan, but Van Dijk deals with it, and it goes back to Mamashvili between the sticks. Well, Barnsley has certainly shown plenty of endeavour in the playing 24 minutes of this contest, which makes life for Liverpool just that little bit harder. We saw it yesterday from Portsmouth in their game against Arsenal. Even when they trailed, they gave as good as they got against their Premier League opponents. There's Andy Robertson on the halfway for Liverpool, played back in towards the path of Virgil van Dijk inside the centre circle. This is Joe Gomez towards Van Dijk again on the halfway. Played out towards the right and towards Jeremy Frimpong, who finds himself in possession. Infield to Alexis McAllister, out to the right and to Curtis Jones, who finds himself in possession. Frimpong once again. Infield to Joe Gomez. Gomez thrashes it out towards the left-hand side to Heriford Gamoa. And it will go for a Barnsley throw right-hand side, adjacent towards the penalty spot that they're defending in this opening period. As we head towards the 25-minute mark, and it was Dominic Szoboszlai's strike that's the difference between the two teams. Barnsley with an opportunity a couple of moments ago. Good strike from Jonathan Bland, opened up his right foot, struck purely through the laces. Just not enough power to get past Mamashvili, who parried it away, diving down low towards his left-hand side. O'Keefe here to take the Barnsley throw on the right-hand side. Forward it goes towards the halfway. Glanced up by Van Dijk, but one back by Yoganathan. Over the top it goes, looking to find Killer Dunn, but cleared away by Jeremy Frimpong, but Barnsley going to recover on the halfway, but Chiesa mentioned to chest it down back to goal, and now here's Curtis Jones, turning inside the centre circle, driving down the centre, plays through Gakpo, in on goal here, steps inside, had a shot on his right foot, half cleared by Barnsley, comes back out towards Curtis Jones, he'll strike one on his left foot, comes off the right boot of Tenai Watson, and it's going to be another Liverpool corner. They're sick for the half, out on the left hand side. 26 minutes gone, Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Jones opening up for the shot, and his effort coming off of a Barnsley boot. In fact, I think it may have come off of his teammate Curtis Jones, because the decision is actually goal kick to Barnsley. My apologies. And from that goal kick, it's going to go straight back out for Liverpool throw. Murphy Cooper launching it long right footed out towards the Liverpool left, where they have a throw 10 yards from the edge of the Barnsley half. Van Dijk infield towards the possession of Dominic Szoboszlai, 10 yards from the edge of Barnsley territory, now moved towards the halfway. Infield to Alexis McAllister. Joe Gomez out towards the right, and to Chiesa, who's got Frimpong on the overlap, but nothing better, forcing him to move it infield and play it back towards Van Dijk. Here's Szoboszlai again here for Liverpool. Short towards Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai again over the top in towards the penalty area, looking to find Chiesa, but it's a comfortable catch for Murphy Cooper between the sticks for Barnsley. Will cycle it out towards the left. Nathaniel Ogbeta being kept touch tight by Federico Chiesa, who hauls him down. Free kick to the visitors on the left-hand side as they attack, 15 yards from the edge of the Liverpool half. 27.5 gone. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio. In the FA Cup third round on the FA Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a Barnsley throw on the right-hand side, 10 yards inside Liverpool territory. It's going to be Corey O'Keefe to take. Infield it goes. Gakpo was looking to get the better of Jürgen Nathan. They both got into a tangle, but it's the Barnsley man who wins it. Out to the left it goes. Better up against Frimpong. Gets on the inside of him. Edge of the area. Ball goes in. It's half cleared by Szoboszlai and it's hoofed away by Virgil van Dijk. Barnsley regathering it again with Jürgen Nathan out towards the left. It went. Better one of the targets. Played over the top by Jack Shepherd. Looking to play in Davis Kill or Dunn towards the edge of the area, but mopped up by Joe Gomez. Flag goes up for offside in any instance against the Barnsley number 40. Free kick to Liverpool. Right hand side towards the edge of the penalty area they're defending in this first half. Well, in terms of recent history, Liverpool have progressed from 13 of their last 14 FA Cup third round ties, losing the other 2-1 against Wolves in 2018-19. They haven't been knocked out at this stage against a non-Premier League side since 2009-10, when they went out against Reading of the Championship. Well, Frimpong couldn't quite get there. Barnsley recover it. Barnsley themselves have been eliminated in each of their last 6 FA Cup ties against Premier League opposition. As Keylor Davis here gets on the inside of Van Dijk, edge of the D. He's going to have a strike, but it's straight down the throat of Mamashvili in the Liverpool goal. A comfortable take for the Liverpool goalkeeper. Van Dijk not happy with his defensive colleagues by leaving him upended against the Barnsley number 40, who stepped on the inside, took a shot, curled effort to the side of his right foot from inside the D, but a comfortable save in the end for the Liverpool goalkeeper. As I was saying, Barnsley have been eliminated in each of their last 6 FA Cup ties against Premier League teams since knocking Chelsea out in the quarter-finals of the competition in the 2007-8 season. Szoboszlai back into the path of Virgil van Dijk. Here's Szoboszlai again as we approach the half-hour mark at Anfield. And Liverpool really do have full command of this tie. Only a goal up, but they really are condemning Barnsley here. Edge of the area is Chiesa on the right-hand side. Infield towards Curtis Jones. Inside the D, back to Chiesa again. Opens up his left foot. His shot's blocked by Jürgen Nathan. Still in around the area. Gakpo couldn't quite turn in the box, and the ball's going to make its way towards Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal, and the visitors will get going again towards the halfway where Davis Keel or Dunn was brought down, but no foul in the eyes of the referee, Fayo Hallam. Here's Szoboszlai, infield towards the path of Alexis McAllister for Liverpool. Now here's Andy Robertson, 25 yards out down the left towards Mio Ungamoa. Ungamoa towards the edge of the penalty area. Back now towards McAllister again. This is Joe Gomez in possession. Chiesa, right hand side, enters the area. Infield towards Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong, with 2 in white up against him, does manage to find the pass towards Joe Gomez. And now Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool. 25 yards out, moving just infield from the left. Szoboszlai thinking about opening it up again, but was then put under instant pressure by Keylor Dunn. Here's McAllister towards Szoboszlai, 30 yards out down the centre here for Liverpool. Chiesa, Liverpool patiently building play up. Infield towards Jones, back to goal edge of the area. Gakpo was looking to slip him through, but Barnsley managed to read that situation, clear it away, but Liverpool do win it back. Here's Van Dijk, 25 yards out from goal, infield towards Gakpo. Chiesa, back to Szoboszlai. Is it infield towards Chiesa again? Heavy first touch, cleared by Jonathan Bland for Barnsley, and they now look to move their way up the field. Reyes Cleary brought down 10 yards on the edge of the Liverpool half, and the first yellow card of the night goes to the Liverpool number 2, Joe Gomez, who dangled a right leg out as Reyes Cleary was looking to clear the Liverpool number 2. Free kick to the visitors, and another opportunity to progress their way up the field. This game currently separated by a moment of Dominic Szoboszlai brilliance. His goal in the 9th minute, separating the two. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Free kick taken by Murphy Cooper, right footed towards the edge of the penalty area. Glanced on. Van Dijk will have enough, but it will come back out towards the possession of Jonathan Bland. Will play it out towards the left edge of the penalty area. Is Cleary. Cleary with 2 up against him, but couldn't clear Frimpong. Chiesa gets it out towards Szoboszlai on the right. Being put under pressure by Cleary, the Barnsley number 19. Gomez will clear his lines forward along this right-hand side on the floor to Frimpong. And Van Dijk can now really begin to build for Liverpool. Spaces have opened up for Gakpo, who drives on the halfway down the centre. Out to Robertson on the left, and Gamoa on this far left-hand side, being it infield. Inside the box he goes. He gets past 2 or 3. He was thinking about having a go himself, but now he's found himself upended. Plays it short towards Chiesa. Frimpong inside the area, thrashes it across goal. Couldn't quite find Jones. Glanced away by Nathan, and now Barnsley look to go again. Here's Keelio done. But one back by Szoboszlai, intercepting there for Liverpool. Gakpo has to put his boot back on, having lost his fluorescent yellow right boot a couple of seconds before, but he puts it back on and now has a touch of the ball with it. Here's Szoboszlai following the Gakpo pass to McAllister. Szoboszlai again for Liverpool, out to Robertson on the left hand side, and Gamoa edge of the box down that side, brings it infield, managing to get the better of O'Keefe. Hooks it back towards Robertson. Cross goes in left-footed towards the 6-yard box, where it's chested back in towards the possession of Murphy Cooper by the number 5, Jack Shepherd, who shepherds the ball back into the direction of his goalkeeper. 11 minutes until half-time. Liverpool leading, but just by the odd goal. And for as long as Barnsley can keep the arrears down to 1, they'll feel as if they've got every chance of perhaps causing another upset against Liverpool at Anfield. Long ball over the top, nearly found Gakpo. Barnsley able to deal with it. It's going to come back out towards Nathaniel Ogbeta. Infield towards Vimal Yoganathan. Now cleared away by the visitors. It's going to be picked up by Joe Gomez for Liverpool. Infield towards the path of Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk inside the centre circle will play it in towards the possession of Curtis Jones. Jones driving down this left-hand side here for Liverpool. And now back towards the path of Andy Robertson. Here's Ngamoa once more. Towards Robertson again, 30 yards out. Play back to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk infield to Alexis McAllister. McAllister out again to this time Chiesa, 25 yards out. Shifts inside with Ogbeta for company. The 2 number 14s jousting it out on the far side of the field. Here's Gomez. Infield towards Szoboszlai. Now Jones, who's being put under pressure and being grappled by O'Keefe, and he'll concede a free kick. Liverpool with a set piece on the left hand side, 40 yards out from goal. Just under 10 minutes to go until the break. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. McAllister out towards Jeremy Frimpong, right hand side, edge of the box, up against Ogbeta, gets on the inside of him. Frimpong strikes one, 2-0. Brilliant effort on his left foot, finding the roof of the net, and Liverpool have daylight at Anfield. Barnsley breached again, and before the break, the cut tie is very quickly going beyond them. Arne Slot motionless in the Liverpool technical area, and Jeremy Frimpong doubles the lead. 36 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 0. And it was patient build-up play that paid dividends for Arne Slot's side. Frimpong getting on the inside of Ogbeta and then opening up his left foot, striking it purely from around about 12 yards out through the laces of that left boot into the roof of the net past a helpless Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal. And the 6,000 or so travelling fans from Yorkshire have seen 2 rockets hit the back of the net right in front of them. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 0. Jeremy Frimpong with just his second goal in Liverpool red. And what a thumping effort it was. And Murphy Cooper, the Barnsley goalkeeper, may have done himself a A little bit of a disservice having conceded that second. He finds himself down on the floor receiving treatment here. Frimpong, who has at times had his critics since signing for Liverpool, but that'll go a long way towards him and the fan base seeing more eye to eye with one another. And we've seen two blistering goals to give Liverpool a 2-0 lead. It began with Dominic Szoboszlai's thunderbolt from around about 25 yards out in the 9th minute to put Liverpool one up. And then Frimpong doubling the lead a couple of moments ago. Struck it purely on his left foot from inside the area into the roof of the net. As for Barnsley, well, they've shown a lot of attacking endeavour and they've got themselves into some decent positions, but now find themselves two behind. And for Conor Houahan's side, you just get the sense the key is to keep it tight until the break, of which there is 6.5 minutes left to play, and they lose possession, dispossessed on the halfway. Here's Alexis McAllister. Here's Van Dijk, 15 yards from the edge of opposition territory. Szoboszlai back to goal, being put under pressure by Jonathan Bland. Back to Van Dijk it goes again for Liverpool. Szoboszlai again, creeping just beyond the halfway and playing it out in towards the possession of Andy Robertson. Van Dijk once more. Here's Szoboszlai. And now towards Rio Ungamoa. Left hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. Edge of the box. Going to play the ball in on his right foot. Now plays it back to Szoboszlai. Andy Robertson in possession. Szoboszlai again. Out to Alexis McAllister. McAllister towards Gomez. Gomez towards Jeremy Frimpong. Right hand side, edge of the penalty area. Drives Parzog better. Cross goes into the near post. Gakpo couldn't quite make the jump. And so it's catching practice in the end for Murphy Cooper at his near stick. 39.5 gone. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 0 here in the Emirates FA Cup third round on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, where we have EFL Cup semi-final action over the course of the midweek. Barnsley with possession on the halfway. Here's Adam Phillips out to the right hand side. O'Keefe forward towards Phillips. Not going to get the better of Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai inside his own penalty area. Oh, he's given away! And Adam Phillips has converted from 6 yards out! Dominic Szoboszlai, who scored at one end, with a calamity at the other. And Barnsley all of a sudden are back in this cut tight. Adam Phillips, the beneficiary for close range, slotting the ball past a helpless Mamashvili in the Liverpool goal. And 5 minutes out from half time, we have a cut tie back on our hands. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1. And it is Adam Phillips the goal scorer. And that is as close to a gift as you'll get against the Premier League champions. Szoboszlai just too casual inside his penalty. He looked to backheel it towards his goalkeeper. It was a dead touch, and Adam Phillips was right on the scene to pounce and pounce emphatically. From 6 yards out, slotting the ball first time, left-footed in towards the bottom left-hand corner. It's a horror moment for Dominic Szoboszlai, who scored an absolute screamer at the other end. But Liverpool, who must have thought when they went 2 goals up, had full control of the cut tie, have through a moment of an individual error found themselves back embroiled. And for Barnsley, well, that's a late Christmas present. We said they had to not concede before the break to stay in the tie, but they're right back in it now, having got themselves a goal on the board. Robertson back towards Van Dijk, and Liverpool been pegged back to within one again. Robertson towards the possession of Ungamoa. Now towards the right, who's looking to find Curtis Jones. Will go out of play for a throw-in, which will be taken by Jeremy Frimpong. Now back towards the path of Van Dijk in the centre. Inside the centre circle here for Liverpool. Infield towards Dominic Szoboszlai. Now here's Alexis McAllister. Short to Joe Gomez. Gomez infield to McAllister again. And now Szoboszlai. McAllister once more. Virgil van Dijk in possession. Out to Joe Gomez. Gomez towards the path of Jeremy Frimpong, right hand side. 25 yards out from goal here for Liverpool. Back to Joe Gomez once again. And now Dominic Szoboszlai in possession. Looking for options and plays it back towards the path of Van Dijk. McAllister towards Gomez. Gomez to Chiesa. Chiesa 25 yards out, flashes the ball in from the right hand side, headed away towards the penalty spot before potentially finding Cody Gakpo. And now here's Szoboszlai again for Liverpool. Plays it infield towards the path of Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk to Szoboszlai once more. Now Van Dijk again. 2 minutes plus stoppage time until the break. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1. Match stats: attempts 9 for Liverpool compared to 5 for Barnsley. Both teams have had 3 shots on target in this first half, but it is Liverpool that lead by the odd goal 2-1. Here's Ngomoa, edge of the box on this left-hand side. Inside the box he goes. Back to Robertson. Here's Cody Gakpo. Gakpo towards McAllister. McAllister feeds in Chiesa on this right-hand side. He gets a bit of a better. Again, he plays one in right-footed. Cleared away at the near post by Jack Shepherd, which will go all the way out for Liverpool throw. Right-hand side, 15 yards inside Barnsley territory. A reminder, we have League Cup action for you this midweek. I'll be with you at St James's Park tomorrow night to see Newcastle United take on Manchester City in the first leg of their EFL Cup semi-final tie. And then on Wednesday night, attention turns to Stamford Bridge as Chelsea take on Arsenal in the first leg of that. Liam Messini's first home game in charge of Chelsea. And also on Wednesday night, we have both the Africa Cup of Nations semi-finals for you across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. We kick off at 5 p.m. with a meeting between Senegal and Egypt, followed by Nigeria against Morocco. That is from 8 o'clock, and both of those games live here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Frimpong with a teasing ball in right-hand side edge of the air, but it's too heavy, and over the top of Gakpo, who was making an advance run to the back post. And he'll head out of play for what is a Barnsley goal kick. As we enter the final 30 seconds or so, a normal time at the end of this first half. Liverpool leading Barnsley by 2-1. Dominic Szoboszlai getting the goal scoring started for Liverpool in the 9th minute with a rocket from the best part of 25 yards out. Jeremy Frimpong doubled the lead with a decent strike inside the box, hitting the roof of the net. But Dominic Szoboszlai, the scorer at one end, had a moment to forget at the other, giving the ball away from inside the 6-yard box cheaply to Adam Phillips, who was given a gift, served up on a plate for him to score from close range on his left foot into the bottom left-hand corner to give Barnsley some kind of hope in this tie. We enter the first of 2 stoppage time minutes at the end of the first half. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 the score in this FA Cup third round tie here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Mamashvili, forward it goes, pinged left-footed to beyond the halfway, glanced on towards the possession of Vimal Yoganathan. Here's Frimpong. Now back towards the path of Joe Gomez. Gomez to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai creeping just beyond the halfway here for Liverpool. Plays it forwards and along that central channel towards Jones. Here's Robertson down the left. Play back to Szoboszlai again for Liverpool. Curtis Jones in possession once more. Now here's Robertson. Back to Curtis Jones again. Szoboszlai towards Alexis McAllister in the centre. Played to Joe Gomez now. Gomez to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk to Szoboszlai again. Szoboszlai looking for options. Plays in Robertson. Robertson back to Szoboszlai's path once more. McAllister plays out towards Frimpong in space on this right hand side. Edge of the air. Better up against him. Frimpong with 2 white shirts keeping close company. Gomez thrashing the ball in, not going to find Curtis Jones to the back post. It was a good curved ball in by him from the edge of the air on his right foot, but it's cleared away by Corey O'Keefe, stopping Curtis Jones in his advances. Final few seconds of this first half here at Anfield. Liverpool leading Barnsley by 2-1 here in the Emirates FA Cup third round on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. The winner, remember, will take on Brighton and Hove Albion in the 4th round. And at this present moment in time, it looks like it's going to be an All-Premier League matchup at Anfield. And this final kick of the ball will signal surely the half-time whistle as we go beyond the 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half here at Anfield. Ball goes over the top, and the referee, Ferai Hallam, blows his half-time whistle. And for Dominic Szoboszlai, he really has been in the thick of the action for Liverpool in this first half, scoring at one end and giving the ball in towards the path of Adam Phillips, who scored at the other. And in the middle of all that, a moment of brilliance on Jeremy Frimpong. Liverpool lead at the break against their League One opponents. Goes and now towards the half and towards the possession of Jonathan Bland. Bland with Kilo Dunn in front of him. Goes and now plays it out towards the right. Cross thrashed in, but it actually does find Reyes Cleary inside the area, up against Frimpong. Played it back, was looking to find Jonathan Bland. Here's Ogbeta again towards the possession of Yoganathan. Now towards Cleary once more with Jeremy Frimpong up against it, gets the better of him, hooks it back inside the area, and it nearly fell for Kilio Dunn at the near post. Cleared away by Liverpool, but it'll be picked up by Tenai Watson for Barnsley. Back towards the halfway and in towards the path of Jack Shepherd. Here is Yoganathan again, advancing just beyond the halfway, driving past Chiesa. Couldn't quite get the better of McAllister, but it is going to come back out towards Cleary, who's brought down by the Liverpool number 14, and it's going to be a free kick to Barnsley here on the left hand side towards the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. 3.5 minutes gone of this second half. Barnsley only trailing by the odd goal, 2-1 here against Liverpool, and have an opportunity from a set piece to get us back on level terms here at Anfield. It's Cleary just getting himself back up on his feet. Looks like it's going to be Curry O'Keefe to deliver this free kick into the penalty area here for Barnsley. 4 minutes of this second half gone. On his debut for the club, having signed from Stockport County in the January transfer window. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1. O'Keefe for the free kick. He's going to strike it in, right-footed from the left-hand side here for the League One side. O'Keefe over this free kick for the visitors. 4 in the Liverpool backline and advance towards the 6-yard box, but the free kick is headed away by Chiesa. O'Keefe brings it back in towards the box, and it was almost glanced on by Yoganathan, and now Liverpool look to break with Szoboszlai. Out towards the path of Robertson. Was looking to play it first time to Curtis Jones, but picked up by Tenai Watson, and Barnsley will look to advance again. De Givrini now back towards the possession of Ogbeta. Ogbeta out towards Cleary. Cleary on this left-hand side with Frimpong up against him, but the flag will go up for offside against the Barnsley number 19. 5 minutes of this second half gone. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1. And you're listening to this FA Cup third round tie from Anfield here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. You have 2 League Cup semi-final first legs for you later on in the week. Newcastle United take on Manchester City at St James's Park tomorrow night, and then on Wednesday from Stamford Bridge, Chelsea take on Arsenal. Both of those games kicking off at 8 o'clock. And we have a double bill of action for you from the Africa Cup of Nations in midweek. Wednesday from 5, Senegal take on Egypt. Before at 8 o'clock, Nigeria take on Morocco in the second competition, second semi-final of the competition. And you can listen to both of them live here on Flash Score. Gomez will play it back towards the path of Mamashvili. Here's Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool. Infield towards Joe Gomez again. Gomez playing it out towards the left-hand side, towards Ungamoa. Will go out of play. It's going to be a throw into Barnsley on the right-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area that they're defending in this second half. 51 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 here in the FA Cup third round on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Not really been too much by way of tempo so far in this second period. It's kind of felt like the last 10 minutes of a tie which the Premier League side have wrapped up as opposed to the beginning of the second period. Barnsley have had the ball in the Liverpool half, but there's felt like an element of control, a little bit more of an element of control by Arne Slot's team since the restart too. I can imagine had a couple of words at the break to try and shore things up. Hasn't been a poor performance by the furthest stretch, but Barnsley, who have been very positive, have played on the front foot, have had some joy in the first half, not in the second thus far. Chiesa to Frimpong, edge of the box, right hand side. Cross goes in, right footed towards the back post. Gakpo was making the run in towards the 6-yard box, but Murphy Cooper standing his ground and comfortably catching in the Barnsley goal. Plays short towards the path of Shepherd, who loses out. Here's Curtis Jones. Into the air on this right-hand side. Now moves in field. Looking to thread it through towards Gakpo. On back by Jones again. Here's Andy Robertson out towards via Ungamoa. Ungamoa steps in field. Loses out to Gilio Dunn. But now one back by Van Dijk. Jones towards Gakpo. Van Dijk strikes on right foot. It's going to fall for Ngumoa inside the area. Two up against him inside the box. Now looks to loft it towards Curtis Jones, just eludes him, but the last touch comes over Ogbeta, and it's going to go out of play for Liverpool corner out on the right. 53 minutes on the clock. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1, and a chance for the home side in front of the Kop to re-establish that 2-goal lead. It was a good chip ball in by Ngumoa, but nobody could really get a clean touch to it. It was Curtis Jones who made the advance, couldn't quite get there, and Ogbeta's left shin saw the ball go out of play for Liverpool corner down the right as they attack. It's going to be swung out by Andy Robertson on his left boot towards the 6-yard box, glanced away by the first man, comes back out towards Ngumoa, who upended his man. Free kick to Barnsley. It was Reyes Cleary who he pushed to the floor to concede the foul. For Barnsley, an opportunity just to calm things down a little bit. It's going to be Murphy Cooper to take the free kick between the sticks for the Tykes, and will launch it forward to beyond the halfway. But too high, too heavy for the goal scorer Adam Phillips, and so it'll go out for Liverpool throw midway inside their own half. He'll go back towards Lamashvili between the sticks. And now here's Joe Gomez for Liverpool. Playing it forward, swung out towards the right-hand side. Gakpo making chase towards the edge of the penalty area. Jack Shepherd for company, manages to twizzle and turn. Back towards McAllister. Here's Frimpong, who had Reyes Cleary for company. Ball goes out and the throw-in's going to go into Barnsley's direction. Conor Houahan having a chat with his coaching team, and I get the sense there may well be a couple of changes in a couple of moments. 24 years of age, one of the youngest managers in the Football League. And doing a decent job on what is a shoestring budget. There is financial restraints at the club. 17th in League One, which many will feel is an unthinkable position for a club of Barnsley's size and stature. A regular fixture in the second tier of English football. Now very much plying their trades in League One, as they have done for the last few seasons. The objective this time round will be stability and solidity, and then you'd imagine a push for the second tier next season, one way or t'other. Here's Ngumoa for Liverpool. Edge of the area on this left-hand side. Infield towards Jones, who had his back to goal, cleared away by Barnsley. Van Dijk out towards the possession of Robertson. Infield it goes towards McAllister. McAllister finding Joe Gomez, crosses the ball in right-footed, cleared away by De Grigny for Barnsley. Chiesa holding up and winning Liverpool a corner on this right in front of the Kop, and a chance to extend that lead again. Last time it was Robertson who took the corner down that side. This time it's going to be Dominic Szoboszlai, the Hungarian international. 56 gone at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 here in this FA Cup third round tie on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It's going to be Szoboszlai to take short towards Ngumoa. Ngumoa back towards Szoboszlai again. Cross goes in, right foot, took a deflection on, it's going to fall for Van Dijk, who has an effort, parried up the goalkeeper off the post and out of play. Closest Liverpool have come in this second half. Szoboszlai with the ball into the back stick. It was glanced on by Gomez, fell fortuitously towards Virgil van Dijk, best part of 6 yards out. Struck it on his right foot, parried away by Murphy Cooper, tipped it onto his crossbar. And Liverpool with another corner out on this right hand side, again taken short. Ngumoa from Szoboszlai's take. Infield towards the path of Gakpo, who has it again. Gakpo back to Szoboszlai, floated in towards the penalty spot, can't wait for finding Chiesa. Curtis Jones can only flick it back. McAllister puts it back into the mixer. Gakpo brings it down, has a shot on his left foot. Barnsley wanted the flag to go up for offside against Liverpool number 18. In any instance, a comfortable take for Murphy Cooper. And Barnsley recycle it quickly towards Ogbeta on the halfway, drizzling and turning with Chiesa and Curtis Jones in his face. Back towards the path of De Grigny, the centre half for Barnsley. but almost cheaply given away. But Shepherd does really well forward towards the path of. There's Cleary on the halfway. Liverpool are due to make a change, and it's going to see the introduction of Florian Wirtz in a few moments' time. Here's Jürgen Nathan out towards the path of Jonathan Bland. Now on the right-hand side, edge of the penalty area is Corey O'Keefe. Two men up against him, play back towards Bland. Looked to play it in first time on his right foot, but cleared away by Liverpool. Robertson scurrying to clear his lines, put under pressure by Bland. Goal kick for Virgil van Dijk, remonstrating his central defensive colleagues. Not happy with what he's seen so far. In fact, it's going to be a triple change here for Liverpool, which is going to see Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz. I think Ibrahima Konate is going to be the other player to come on here for Liverpool. 58.5 minutes on the clock, just over half an hour to go. And Liverpool give possession away cheaply. Barnsley on this right-hand side with Adam Phillips, who with a heavy touch sees it go out for a Liverpool throw on this far side. Triple change, Konate, Wirtz and Ekitike coming on. It's going to be Joe Gomez to be replaced by Konate. That's the first change. Comes off in and around the hour mark. Jeremy Frimpong's also going to depart. His evening comes to a close. Enrico Chiesa getting a couple of words of instruction from the manager. So Konate coming on, Wirtz coming on, and Frimpong coming on. Hugo Ekitike heading onto the pitch for Liverpool. Just working out who for who. Enrico Chiesa off for Ekitike. And Jeremy Frimpong will be preferred for Florian Wirtz as we head towards the final half hour of this cup tie here at Anfield. Liverpool with a lead, but a narrow one at that. 2-1 they lead Barnsley of EFL League One. They did have a 2-0 lead before an error by... Well, here come Barnsley here. They're bearing in. This is Cleary, left-hand side. Gets the penalty. Szoboszlai goes down to the ground. Barnsley appeal for a penalty. Huge appeals. Farai Hannon, the referee, moves away. Conor Hurahan in the Barnsley technical area is going apoplectic. It was right in front of their supporters. And the Anfield Road stand to the left of us. We haven't seen a replay yet. We'll probably see that in a couple of seconds. But I think they had a really, really bona fide call for a penalty kick there. Right on the hour mark in Anfield, and that would have levelled the tie up at 2-2. Of course, with Ryan, they would have converted. Well, the Barnsley bench are absolutely up in arms over that decision. And you have to give them a bit of sympathy as to why. Liverpool advance forward, but Barnsley win it back, and they look to break again. They're still not out of this cup tie, only one behind with 28.5 minutes of normal time in this tie to go. Liverpool take a throw-in quickly out on this far side, the left as they attack. Jones plays it infield towards the possession of Alexis McAllister. McAllister out to the right and towards Rio Ungamoa. Ungamoa towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got two up against him. Being forced towards the dead ball line here. Playing back to Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai back to Ibrahima Konate. Konate out to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk towards the possession of Robertson. We're just having a look at the incident again, and Szoboszlai gets a touch of the ball, but he also pulls at the shirt of Reyes Cleary of Barnsley. Wirtz towards Ekitike. That was a mislaid pass, but Curtis Jones is going to bail his teammate out of trouble. Jones out towards Van Dijk on this left-hand side. Infield towards Florian Wirtz again. Here's Curtis Jones. Wirtz once more left-hand side. 30 yards out from goal here for Liverpool. Here's Curtis Jones again. 35 yards out. Looks to thread it through the centre towards Szoboszlai. Jones out towards Ungamoa. being put under pressure by Ogbeta. Infield towards Jones, curled effort, takes a deflection en route, and luckily for Jack Shepherd and Murphy Cooper between the sticks, that touch goes wide of the left-hand post and out for a Liverpool corner it goes. That could have been so much more worse. You looked at the initial touch. We're having a look at the incident again. There is a shove and a tug of the shirt by Szoboszlai. We're having a look at the angle right in front. He does tug at the shirt, and I don't think he does. He clips the back of Reyes Cleary. He does get a touch of the ball, but he certainly gets the man first. There is, of course, no VAR in the third round of the FA Cup, and I know plenty of people have spoken rather glowingly about that fact. But I think if VAR was in operation at Anfield tonight, Barnsley may have given themselves an opportunity to level this tie up from the spot. A tie which after 63 minutes, Liverpool lead by 2-1. Dominic Szoboszlai with the opener after 9 minutes. Jeremy Frimpong doubled the lead for Liverpool in the 36th minute, and Adam Phillips 5 minutes out from half-time getting one back for the League One visitors, who are still knocking at the door. Murphy Cooper down again, receiving treatment. Even that, or that might well be, calling me a cynic, probably just to stop Liverpool in their tracks a little bit. 64 minutes on the clock, Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1. It's going to be a corner for the home side to be taken on this left-hand flank. And it's going to be swung in by Gakpo, swung on by Shepherd, the captain, still in around the penalty area, but it's only half cleared by Adam Phillips. It's going to come back out to Curtis Jones, 25 yards out down the left. Szoboszlai towards Gakpo again, being run at by Adam Phillips. Ball goes in towards Van Dijk. Lance header 6 yards out, just wide of the left-hand post by a good 6 inches. Decent opportunity that for the Liverpool skipper. It was Gakpo who fizzed the ball in towards his path. Him and Ibrahima Konate going for the same ball. Van Dijk getting a powerful head to it, but glancing just wide of the bottom left-hand post by a couple of yards. His chance that he's had this evening. And so 25 minutes to go here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 in the Emirates FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Ball over the top, inside the area it goes. Here's Adam Phillips for Barnsley. Ball over. Liverpool managed to wiggle their way free with Ibrahima Konate being put under pressure by Jonathan Bland, who brings Konate down to the ground, and Liverpool can just ease things up for a free kick. Much to the annoyance of Conor Houahan, who I think is going to have a talking to by the referee, Farah Hallam. In fact, he's going to get himself into the referee's notebook. And you have to say, you can understand his frustration somewhat. His side have put up a real good fight at Anfield and felt they had a real bona fide opportunity, or a real penalty shout, which would level the cup tie up at 2-2 and then create a real grandstand finish here at Anfield. Liverpool 2-1 up, but they're by no means safe in this tie. Here's McAllister on the halfway, plays it out towards the possession of Virgil van Dijk, out to the left and towards Cody Gakpo. Gakpo towards the edge of the box on this left-hand side, 2 up against him. Wants to play it in towards the path of Robertson. Gakpo will try and hook it back, but will win Liverpool a corner out on this left-hand side. 66.5 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 in this FA Cup third round tie here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It's going to be Gakpo to take a right-footed out-swinging delivery from this left-hand side. And it goes towards the 6-yard box, cleared away before it can find Ekitike. Barnsley will try and clear their lines with Ogbeta, loses out to Ungamoa. Van Dijk was shielding him. Ungamoa goes down inside the area. Liverpool appeal for a penalty, but just like up the other end, nothing to be said about it. Barnsley clear their lines, chested down towards the path of Jonathan Bland, who loses out. Contested ball flicked on by Van Dijk on this right-hand side towards the edge of the Barnsley box. And then Jack Shepherd brought down to the ground. He wanted a free kick, not given. One back by Szoboszlai. Here's McAllister. Out to Wirtz in the centre, 25 yards out. Ekitike back to goal. And back to Wirtz. And now Robertson in possession for Liverpool. Here's Gakpo playing more out on the left than in a central position. But now finds himself inside the box. Gakpo, acute angle. It's a slide across. Nguemo's going to have a strike. Again from an acute angle on the other side. Blocked by Jack Shepherd. Liverpool really are knocking on the door of a third now. Barnsley able to clear their lines of Ogbeto, and now they look to drive up the other end. Here's Killior Dunn. Out to the right-hand side and towards the possession of Corey O'Keefe. Steps on the inside Liverpool territory. Back to goal is Killior Dunn. O'Keefe once more. Out to the left and towards Reyes Cleary, who's got a little bit of space to run into here towards the edge of the area. Cross goes in as the teaser one into the back post, and Robertson had to be sure to clear it out of play for what will be a Barnsley corner out on the right-hand side. 68.5 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 in the FA Cup third round here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It was Cleary with a cross in, left-footed inside the penalty area. Robertson had to make sure it goes out for a Barnsley corner. Their second of the game. Liverpool have had 10 in this contest. It's going to be taken by Corey O'Keefe. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinging delivery from the right-hand side as we approach the final 20 minutes here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Ball played back in towards the possession of Phillips, who had a strike right-footed, cleared away by the header Szoboszlai. Van Dijk will get it further clear, and out it will go for Barnsley throw, right-hand side, 5 yards on the edge of the Liverpool half. Barnsley knocking on the door. Remember, they've won their last 2 here at Anfield, dating back to 1997. Here's O'Keefe. Heavy pass into the possession of Adam Phillips, the Barnsley goal scorer, and it will head out of play. They're going to make their first couple of changes of the evening, and it's going to see the arrival of Patrick Kelly. And I'll tell you about who the other player is coming on just a second. Liverpool with Nguemo on this right-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area, looking to get the better of Ogbeto. Back to Szoboszlai. Wirtz towards Nguemo again. Dead ball line, does well to keep it in, but then loses his footing somewhat, and Ogbeto just about manages to clear it away. And Liverpool will pick it up loosely on the halfway with Alexis McAllister. And it looks like Rio Nguemo may have done himself a little bit of an injustice there for Liverpool. Here's Van Dijk towards McAllister inside the centre circle. Wirtz will play it back in towards the path of Konate. Here's Szoboszlai, right side, edge of the penalty area here for Liverpool. Back into Nguemo's path. Infield to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz towards McAllister. Wirtz once again, and now here's Curtis Jones. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Gakpo edge of the box, right hand side. Cross goes in, but it's a comfortable take for Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal. 19 minutes of normal time to go. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1, and it looks like the evening of Rio Nguemo is going to come to an end. Down on the ground inside the penalty area. It was just as he hooked that ball in, he slipped on the surface, and I think he may have pulled something as he pulled up himself. He was sliding, and that was towards the kind of runoff area. I will get my words in, the sort of runoff area towards the Cop end at Anfield. Well, it gives us an opportunity to tell you about our Premier League coverage. It gets back underway next weekend here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, and we get back going with a bang. The Manchester derby at Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Manchester City. That's on 12:30. Our 3 o'clock game sees Chelsea take on Brentford, Leeds up against Fulham, Liverpool against Burnley, Sunderland taking on Crystal Palace, and Tottenham Hotspur up against West Ham. We'll also have Nottingham Forest up against Arsenal in the late game from 5:30. And then Sunday, Wolves take on Newcastle at 2 o'clock before Aston Villa take on Everton at 4:30. And we will also have the final of the Africa Cup of Nations for you on Sunday evening and 7 o'clock. All of those matches live here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Barnsley making their first couple of changes of the evening. Coming on, Jürgen O'Connell and Patrick Kelly. And just looking to see who's going to come off here. One of them is the goal scorer, Adam Phillips, who gets a standing ovation from the 6,000 or so Barnsley fans occupied to the goal to the left of us. His night comes to a close. Liverpool also bringing on Ryan Gravenberch, which means it's that horrible part of the game where the commentators got to try and work out what's what. I can tell you better is a player that's been replaced by Jürgen O'Connell for Barnsley. I'll tell you more, and it's Rio Ngamoa, who of course has come off for Ryan Gravenberch for what remains for Liverpool. Just over a quarter of an hour for them to see out and to book a fourth round meeting with and Hove Albion. It will take place in the middle of next month. Here's Gakpo, midfield towards Alexis McAllister now for Liverpool. Now here's Van Dijk. 10 yards inside the Barnsley half. For the centre towards Gravenberch. His first touch of the ball was to try and find Curtis Jones. Was unsuccessful in doing so. But Liverpool do get a throw, which they take quickly. Ekitike, left-hand side. Plays over the top towards Wirtz. Cleared away, out of play. Barnsley battening down the hatches here. They need to find a late equaliser in the final quarter of an hour, but first things first, try and preserve what they've got for now. And well, that long ball over the top was only ever going to find Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal, and they do have an opportunity to play out from the back. Here's O'Keefe, this time on the left-hand side. He's given it straight away towards Cody Gakpo. They're going to play it in towards Gravenberch, but Barnsley playing out from the back, and they almost got themselves in trouble as a result. They've managed to get the ball back, but then as Cleary was looking to turn and move forward, Szoboszlai was on hand to recover it for Liverpool and plays it straight back towards Mamashvili between the sticks. Here's Gravenberch, 10 yards on the edge of the Barnsley half. Final quarter of an hour to go here. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 in this FA Cup third round tie. Szoboszlai with a cross in towards Wirtz! In and around the 6-yard box, but he can only place his effort on his right foot over the bar. And that was a golden opportunity for Arne Slot's side to see the tie off once and for all. It was a really good ball in from Szoboszlai. Best part of 25 yards out on his right foot. In towards 6-yard penalty area. But Florian Wirtz on his right foot. First touch, couldn't keep it down. And over the bar it goes. His head up to the haunches, and you can understand why. Here's O'Keefe for Barnsley, looking for something late on here. Back in towards the possession of Reyes Cleary, who in turn will play it back towards the halfway line into Jack Shepherd. Shepherd towards the path of the substitute O'Connell. That has seen De Graveney now forced out to a right back role, and they put O'Keefe into the left-hand side of defence. We have O'Connell and Shepherd, the two centre-backs for the visitors. Mamashvili launching it long towards the half. Barnsley win first contact, but it's going to fall straight in towards the path of Curtis Jones. Here's Florian Wirtz inside the centre circle for Liverpool. Forward it goes towards McAllister, driving down the centre, 25 yards out. He lets fly on his right foot, but it goes into the cop, having gone over the top of the right-hand post. Well, Arne Slot, I think, will be a relieved man should Liverpool get over the line, and it's not a guarantee that they do exactly that. 13 minutes of normal time plus stoppages to go, but for as long as the margin's 2-1, Barnsley will feel as if they're still in this tie. Played over the top, was looking to find Reyes Cleary. Will go out for a Liverpool throw, which will be taken by Dominic Szoboszlai, right-hand side, 25 yards from the edge of the penalty area he's defending in this second half. Konate will play it back towards Mamashvili between the sticks. Here's Curtis Jones towards Ryan Gravenberch now for Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk out towards the path of Andy Roberts. Infield to Van Dijk, and now Curtis Jones in possession towards the centre circle. Forward it goes towards Gakpo. Gakpo back to Ibrahima Konate. Konate to Gakpo once more. Szoboszlai short to his right. And we'll play it back towards Ibrahima Konate's path again. Here's Curtis Jones out to Virgil van Dijk, and now here's Florian Wirtz. Robertson making an underlapping run, finds him back to goal edge of the box on this left side. Barnsley half clear. Here's Curtis Jones. And now towards the possession of Reyes Cleary, who loses out towards the path of Szoboszlai. Into the area it goes. Ekitike had to evade a few challenges. Wirtz out to Robertson, to the back post, glance off by Gakpo. Over the bar it goes. Appeals from both sides as to whether it should be a corner or a goal kick, and judging by the protestations of Maya Degrini, the linesman feels that he got the last touch. Liverpool call on the right. Barnsley are preparing the arrival of David McGoldrick to try and get a goal in the final 11 minutes, but first things first, it's to batten down the hatches from a defensive sense here. Liverpool corner on the right, and McGoldrick is going to come on to try and be the hero for the League One side. First, a corner to defend. Szoboszlai takes it short towards Florian Wirtz. Wirtz back towards Gravenberch. Here's Wirtz. Szoboszlai making an overlapping run. Wirtz trying to find him, but unsuccessful in doing so. Back into Gravenberch, and now Florian Wirtz again. Infield towards Szoboszlai, 25 yards out. Into the box, Ekitike with a heavy first touch on his right foot. Cleared away by Barnsley. Turning back to goal is Corey O'Keefe. Cleared out towards the halfway. Glanced on by Konate, and it looks like David McGoldrick is going to come on here for Barnsley. He's going to come on in place of James Killor-Dunn, who in the first half looked rather lively for Barnsley, but unable to make a similar impression in the second period. Joel McGoldrick coming on the 80th minute mark. 10 minutes for him to try and sniff down a goal, which would take this FA Cup tie to extra time. Liverpool 2, Barnsley 1 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Barnsley with a throw on the halfway on the left-hand side as they move forward in this second half. Taken by Corey O'Keefe, played forward, glanced on by Szoboszlai. Ball down by O'Keefe again, over the top towards the possession of Reyes Cleary, who's got Szoboszlai touch tight to him on the left-hand side. The Liverpool supporters right near us said it went, and the referee in agreement. Liverpool throw, Szoboszlai to take right-hand side, 25 yards out from the goal that he's defending. Here's Van Dijk driving through the centre here for Liverpool, played out towards Konate. Now short to Gravenberch. Konate again, playing it in towards the possession of Virgil van Dijk. Konate once more. Over the top it goes. Look at a thread through Hugo Ekitike, but the goalkeeper Cooper comes out. Peter K-Style having it away. And it's going to be a Liverpool throw, right-hand side, 25 yards from goal. The second ball has come back on the pitch as it went out into the stands. The ball that went out of play, and so drop ball it will be uncontestedly in Liverpool's favour. Liverpool support, maybe an over-enthusiastic one, tossing it back into the field of play. And Dijk out towards Florian Wirtz. Wirtz with two up against him. Has got the run of Robertson. Couldn't quite muster anything there once he got the ball towards the edge of the box. Barnsley looking to clear their lines, but it's going to be picked up again by Virgil van Dijk towards the path of Ryan Gravenberch. Here's Van Dijk once more. Now Szoboszlai towards Konate. Liverpool doing a good job of just keeping possession, knowing that if they can do that, then they stand the best chance of winning this cup tie. Mamashvili will play it out towards the possession of Curtis Jones. Jones out to the left and towards the path of Florian Wirtz for Liverpool. Wirtz with two up against him will play it back towards Van Dijk. Van Dijk towards Jones, bringing it infield from this left-hand side. And now here's Ryan Gravenberg towards Konate. Konate out towards Gakpo. Gakpo infield towards Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai towards Konate once again. And here's Van Dijk once more for Liverpool. Played out towards the path of Wirtz. Wirtz, you can't miss because he's the only player on the field wearing a pair of gloves. Van Dijk, the Liverpool skipper, towards Szoboszlai. Keeping possession well here of Arne Slot's side. Konate to Van Dijk. Passing Barnsley to death here. Curtis Jones. Infield towards Szoboszlai again. We've got the goal scoring started for Liverpool in the 9th minute. Ekitike backheels it towards Wirtz, who finishes it off for Liverpool. And what a strike that was. A beautiful backheel from Ekitike. And then Florian Wirtz, first time, opened up the side of his right foot, curled it in towards the top right-hand corner. And Liverpool will head through now to the 4th round of this year's FA Cup. The tie's done and dusted, courtesy of a little bit of quality from Florian Wirtz. Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1, with little over 6 minutes to go. A beautiful back heel from Hugo Ekitike from the edge of the penalty area in towards the path of Wirtz, who through the side of his right foot took a touch, set himself up to then inside the penalty area let fly, and boy did he let fly. Past a helpless Murphy Cooper, couldn't do anything about the 3 goals that's gone in his net tonight in fairness. And Barnsley, for their endeavour, now look beaten. Liverpool re-established the 2-goal cushion again. Florian Wirtz makes it Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1. With what is only his 3rd goal for the club since signing in the summer. It has been difficult at times for him, but he's hoping that that's the beginning of an Renaissance spell for him in his first season at the club. Here's Van Dijk out towards the possession of Robertson, played forward, cleared away by Van Dijk. Here's Curtis Jones in possession, and it goes towards the path of Jones and now towards Mamashvili between the sticks for Liverpool. 5 minutes of this cup tie to go. Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1 here in the FA Cup 3rd round on the Flash Score Live video commentary service. A reminder tomorrow that we'll have live coverage of Newcastle United against Manchester City in the EFL Cup semi-final, and on Wednesday we'll be at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea against Arsenal. You can listen to both EFL Cup semi-final first leg ties here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Here's Ekitike in possession, evading 2 white shirts in front of him, but then loses out. And here is the substitute Kelly. Kelly just loses his foot in and Liverpool win it back. Gravenberch looking to play it forward, but only runs himself in towards trouble. Here's Reyes Cleary, left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. Inside the box he goes to, met up against him, hooks it across the face of goal along the deck. Liverpool managed to clear their lines just about. Comes back in towards the path of O'Keefe. O'Keefe towards the possession of Cleary. Cleary gets the better of Szoboszlai. Into the area he goes. It's Liverpool number 8 for the last touch. Barnsley will get themselves a corner out on this left-hand side. We're going to get a second, which would reignite the grandstand finish here at Anfield, and maybe bring back to life a cup tie which looks at this present moment in time as if it's beyond them. Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. So Keith for the corner on this left-hand side. He's going to swing it out right-footed with 3 minutes of this tie to go. Towards the 6-yard box, glanced away by the first man, and that first man was Hugo Ekitike for Liverpool. It's going to be a change of pace. Liverpool first to make the change. Alexis McAllister is going to be withdrawn, and he's going to be replaced by Trey Nyoni for the final couple of minutes that remain of this tie. 2 minutes of normal time remain here. And Barnsley, they're going to make their fourth change. Liverpool made all 5. But Barnsley going to make a change. It's going to see come out Jürgen Nathan, who has put in a real shift. He's going to be replaced by Georgie Gent for the final couple of minutes of normal time. Remain here at Anfield in this FA Cup third round tie, which sees a couple of minutes of normal time to go. Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1. Barnsley still not giving up the fight. They win themselves another corner. It was Reyes clearing again, doing the hard work on this near side for the League One visitors. And another chance to work a ball into the box. With a couple of minutes of normal time to play. It's going to be okay to take the corner. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinging delivery from that left flank. Swung in towards the back post, punched away by Mamashvili, and it's headed away by Andy Robertson. Now looks to begin a Liverpool break. Robertson, who's got Wirtz out towards his right, finds him. Wirtz inside the area, stops en route, but then was he managing to get a man back? And it was Georgie again who's just come on that managed to get back just in the nick of time to stop Wirtz from adding a fourth to the score. Final minute of normal time. A Goldrick foul by Robertson. He fell, but not in the eyes of the referee. It's Szoboszlai wiggling his way past Jonathan Bland. Szoboszlai back towards the halfway and back into the possession of Andy Robertson. Here's Virgil van Dijk now for Liverpool. Just beyond the halfway. Final few seconds, and perhaps unsurprisingly in this particular situation, Liverpool just happy to slow things down and bring this game to pretty much a standstill. Here's Szoboszlai in possession, playing it back towards Ibrahima Konate. Now to Curtis Jones inside the centre circle. Virgil van Dijk now to Ryan Gravenberg. Van Dijk short towards Robertson. Wirtz to Gravenberg again. Now infield towards Trey Nyoni. Now here's Andy Robertson. Final few seconds of the cup tie. Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1. We enter stoppage time at the end of the 90 here at Anfield. Liverpool get themselves a free kick after only Gakpo was brought down to the ground. And we enter the first of 5 stoppage time minutes at the end of this second period. Liverpool 3, Barnsley 1 in this FA Cup third round tie here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. As they put up such a spirited display, falling short in the end, and Reyes Cleary's actually won the Emirates Player of the Match from the host broadcaster for his performance this evening. And he really has been the most dangerous from an attacking sense from a Barnsley perspective. And it's Szoboszlai over this free kick here for Liverpool, with the first of the 5 minutes added on at the end of the 90 being played. And about 30 yards out to him, the Barnsley wall chipped in towards the back post, cleared away by McGoldrick, headed on only as far as Gravenberg. Now back towards Trey Nyoni. Here's Robertson. Nyoni once again for Liverpool. Back to the possession of Andy Robertson once more. Nyoni once again towards Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai putting his hand up and telling his Liverpool teammates just to slow this right down. Cross goes in from the left flank, cleared away by Barnsley. Now look to move again, but is clearly intercepted by Dominic Szoboszlai in the middle of his own half. Konate towards Nyoni, and Liverpool just happy to pass it around now. It's just an exhibition of passing, a training ground exercise. Ekatike shoved by Shepherd, but fair in the eye to the referee. Here's McGoldrick. Barnsley win it back out towards the path of Georgie Gent. Final 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. McGoldrick plays the ball forward, and Barnsley find themselves in a position where they could drive through a goal here inside the penalty area. Shot goes in by Corey O'Keefe. It's going to be a corner. Liverpool did bring bodies back. They do have an opportunity here from a set piece to get themselves back to within one and just ask the question of Arne Slot's side. There was O'Keefe who was free, who's been played on by Szoboszlai. Drove in towards the air but just ran out of legs to continue the run. Liverpool committing bodies back. His effort coming off of Konate. And it's going to be a corner to the visitors on this right hand side as we head towards the midway point of stoppage time at the end of this second half. Corner swung in right footed, flicked away by the first man, Andy Robertson for Liverpool. Georgie Gents plays it back in towards the mixer, headed away by Konate, in towards the path for Jack Shepherd. Here's Jonathan Bland for Barnsley now, playing it out, looking to find Reyes Cleary, who has the ball on this left hand side. Cross goes in left footed towards McGoldrick, who glances it on but glances it just over Georgi Mamashvili's goal, who was off his line, and if it did go on target it would have nestled the back of the net. It was a glance that it couldn't get much power behind it, and that probably the last opportunity that Barnsley are going to have at Anfield this evening. They're not going to recreate the heroics of 2008 here tonight, but they have put a good account of themselves and plenty to be positive about ahead of their next game, which is a home match against Blackpool. But here's Wirtz going to finish off square, and across towards the possession of Cody Gakpo, who adds a fourth for Liverpool, and that the tie very much sealed now. Liverpool 4, Barnsley 1. And Barnsley caught out at the back, and they were punished to the hilt for it. A word and exchange between Curtis Jones and one of the Barnsley players, O'Keefe. It was Cleary who gave the ball away, and then Florian Wirtz to the simple pass. It was Hugo Ekitike, the scorer. Szoboszlai over the top. They wanted the offside flag to go up. Wirtz driving down the right hand side. Ekitike in support, who then had the simple task of bundling the ball past Murphy Cooper in the Barnsley goal to add Liverpool's fourth. Seconds of time, and Liverpool have made the score look rather comprehensive. And to be perfectly honest, a bit of an unfair reflection for Barnsley, the truth be told. Ekitike with a goal and an assist tonight, since coming on in the 60th minute of the contest. And that the final whistle. Liverpool safely through to the fourth round of this season's Emirates FA Cup, where they'll take on Brighton and Hove Albion back here at Anfield in the middle of February. But they had to work for it against a spirited Barnsley side. They went 2-0 up in the first half. Dominic Szoboszlai getting the opener in the 9th minute with an absolute rocket. He then turned provider for Jeremy Frimpong for the second in the 36th minute. But then he made a mistake in the Barnsley penalty area, which allowed Adam Phillips to score after 40 minutes. And it would set up a cut tie, which was in the balance until the final 10 minutes or so. Florian Wirtz added the third to put the tie beyond the reach of Barnsley, 7 minutes on time. And then Hugo Ekitike in the final minute of second half stoppage time adding close to the scoreline. Barnsley felt midway through the second half they should have had a penalty when Reyes Cleary was brought down inside the box. Conor Houahan is going to have a chat with the referee Farai Hallam about that. But for them, an opportunity to use this as a building board ahead of the end of their League One campaign. For Liverpool, they march on into the fourth round of the Cup. They beat Barnsley here at Anfield tonight by 4. So Liverpool 4,